So tell me why I'm watching NFL football yesterday, and it's the noon slate of games, 1 p.m. here. I'm used to being on Central Time. It's the 1 p.m. slate of games, the early slate of games. And you know, me and the homies, we do this thing where we pick the games that we think, you know what I'm saying, and we put a little bit of money into it, and at the end of the season, whoever had the most games picked correctly in the regular season, they go on and then we do it again for the playoffs. I'm in last place currently. And let me tell you why. For a multitude of reasons, I'm pissed off at the NFL right now, and it's because I don't think I know ball. Like when it comes to the first 4 or 5 weeks of the NFL season, I use logic, and I use logic throughout the whole season. But it's only a problem in the first 3, 4, 5 weeks of the NFL season because these teams that you think would be good sometimes end up being ass, and some of the teams that you think would be ass end up being great. A perfect example: I have the Ravens as my Super Bowl winner. These, they're 0-2. They just lost to Gardner Minshew and the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Two-time MVP and Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry, who was a 2,000-yard rusher. Zay Flowers, who was one of the best young receivers in the league. Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in the league. Isaiah Likely, one of the best backup tight ends in the league. One of the best, if not the best defense in the league. And you went out there and lost to Gardner Minshew on a Sunday. Could you imagine coming home from church and you turn on your favorite team's NFL game, just blessed, feeling the Holy Spirit everywhere. You hungry, you getting some food in you, you eating something beautiful that you ain't supposed to be eating, but it tastes good, so you don't care about what it does to your body. And then you turn on the television, the cable, the Hulu, the NFL on YouTube TV, whatever you be watching it on, and you see your favorite team. If you're a Raiders fan, you loving it, but if you're a Ravens fan, you hate yourself. If you're a 49ers fan, you hate yourself. If you're a Panthers fan, dear God knows I'm praying for you, brother, because Lord, I'm gonna get to them in a minute, but dear God, I'm praying for you. If you're a Cowboys fan, I don't know why. If you're a Colts fan. Like, there's just things that I look at and I'm like, oh, and don't even let me mention the Lions. If you're a Lions fan, you're pissed. If you're a Rams fan, you're looking at it like, damn, now Cooper Kupp's hurt too, and we just got beat down by Kyler Murray and the damn Cardinals. I picked the Cardinals to win, and then right before the game, I'm going to the store with the homie. We're going to get some alcohol and some. He got some donuts. Some donuts was terrible too, bro. I was like, bro, you paid extra just to eat these same donuts that would have been in the package, the little pre-made package, and these are worse. I said, you a fool. But anyways, and I was like feeling, I'm like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my pick from Commanders to Giants. Malik Neighbors had a career day. He's only played 2 games, but boy, he had like, I think 10, 12 receptions, 100-something yards, and a touchdown. And then in the most crucial moment of the game, I'm watching it. This man I think it was a 3rd down or a 4th down, something like that. They're going for it, like 3rd and 4, 4th and 4. And this man, right here, right on the shoulder, Daniel Jones throws. This is the best ball you're going to get from Daniel Jones. And he throws it right here and he drops it wide open. I looked at, and he just fell to the ground. And I damn near fell to the ground right with him. I said, what do we have going on, brother? What do we have going on? And then I'm watching the Saints-Cowboys game. Every time I look up from the television, every time my girl at work, she texts me. Every time I text her back, I look up Alvin Kamara that scored another touchdown. You let Alvin Kamara score 4 touchdowns on you. I'm going into the season thinking the Saints are going to come in 3rd in the division. And guess what? They look like one of the best teams in the league right now. I'm coming in here thinking, man, Derek Carr sucks. Alvin Kamara's washed. Their defense is good, but that's really it. They don't have any other receivers other than Chris Olave. You have Rashid Shaheed as a deep threat, but other than that, you don't really got nothing. Your tight ends are Jawan Johnson and a bunch of bums. And they are 2-0 and have put up 40-plus points in both games. Now, versus the Panthers, I didn't say too much about it because it's the damn Panthers. We're reaching 2011, 2012, or 2012, 2013 Bobcats territory with how bad the damn Panthers are right now. But like I said, we'll get to them. And then you got the Dallas Cowboys who say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to prove that the Saints are really good and that we're really not. We're going to let them run the ball all over us. Our offense isn't going to be able to run the ball, which in turn doesn't open up the pass game. We can't do a damn thing defensively. The defense isn't good. The offense isn't good. Our running back is Ezekiel Elliott, followed up by Deuce Vaughn and another bum. Like, I'm about to lose my mind. Rico Dowdle is his name. No disrespect to you. Hey, CeeDee Lamb, thank you for at least getting that touchdown, that like 60-yard bomb touchdown. 4 receptions, 90 yards, a touchdown. That was great for me in fantasy. Oh, I lost, too. 0-2 in fantasy. Last place in the picks. Can't even pick a college game right at the moment. You let Derek Carr and the Saints go out there and put up 44 points, and Derek Carr didn't even do nothing for real. He went 11 of 16 for 243, 2 touchdowns and a pick. It was Alvin Kamara who went for 4 total touchdowns. You had Rashid Shaheed go for 4 receptions, 96 yards and a touchdown, better than what CeeDee Lamb got. You had Kamara rushing for 115 on the ground. You went out there at home in your home opener and you said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to let Derek Carr, who's mid and 50 years old, and then we're going to let Alvin Kamara, who is still somehow one of the best backs in the league at the moment, and we're going to let them go out here and put up 1,000 points on us. And then if you're the Lions, you're like, damn, Jared Goff's going to throw for 300 yards and 0 touchdowns but 2 picks. Damn, our coach is going to sell us by, we could have got a field goal before halftime, and then he didn't want to do it. He wanted to go for it on some stupid stuff. Oh, and then we're still, our number one back is still somehow David Montgomery, even though we spent a 12th overall pick on Jahmyr Gibbs. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Jahmyr Gibbs, he actually had more carries. He had 2 more carries, and he was more effective on the ground. He should have had more than 2 more carries, considering how much more effective he was on the ground, averaging more than double the amount of yards per carry than David Montgomery was. But David Montgomery also got more. He didn't get as many receptions, but he got more yards in the passing game. It's like, there's so many things that I don't understand. Like the Commanders won, I'm not mad at that. I was a coin flip for me. I'm not super mad at that. I'm mad at Malik Neighbors, but I'm not too mad at him because if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have been in the game. But boy, the Panthers. This might be the worst team I've ever seen. Do you know how bad you have to be to let Quentin Johnston score 2 touchdowns, and I think both of them were in the first quarter or first half? Quentin Johnston, who has cinder blocks for hands. I could get my 90-year-old great-grandmother, Annette, to go out there, and she might be better than Quentin Johnston was. He caught 2 touchdowns yesterday. 2 of them. Both of them weren't in the first half. I'm looking at it right now. You benched, this literally just came out, you benched the guy who you traded basically your entire future and soul for to the Bears to get him in Bryce Young. You bench him after a season and 2 games. You said, you know what we're going to do? We want to start Andy Dalton. I didn't know Andy Dalton was still in the league. He's about as old as my mother. My mother's 43. I did not know that Andy Dalton was still in the league. Like, are we for real? What are the Cowboys and the Panthers doing? The Panthers, it's not all Bryce Young's fault. Please don't get me wrong. He's been ass. He's been terrible. He's not been good. In fact, is there any other way I can put it? He sucks. Like, he's not good. But it's not all his fault. We can't just say, oh, you know what? We're going to trade our whole team, our whole future, our whole soul to pick this guy number 1 overall, and then we're going to make a mistake with the pick. We're not going to give him the help that he needs, and we're going to bench him after a season and 2 games. For 98-year-old Andy Dalton, I think the Cowboys and the Panthers are both dumb because you're relying on Ezekiel Elliott, whose prime was in 2016, 2017, and Andy Dalton, whose prime was in like the same era, maybe even 2014-ish. Like, it was even earlier, I think. When Zeke was in his prime, I was like an 8th grade or freshman year of high school. I'm a senior in college now, and that's still your number 1 back. When Andy Dalton was in his prime, I was in middle school. I'm a senior in college now. That's who you're relying on? What are we doing? And then, the Ravens. The Ravens. The Ravens. I don't even know where to start with the Ravens because, first of all, how did you get Derrick Henry and get worse? And it wasn't even Derrick Henry's fault. He went for 1884 and a touchdown. Zay Flowers, 7 for 91 and a touchdown. Lamar, 2134, 247 and a touchdown, a pick, which isn't great. That's not good enough. But you went out there and you lost to Gardner Minshew. You outgained them 383 yards to 260. You had more first downs. You only had the ball for a minute less than them. And you said, you know what we're going to do? After going up 23-13 with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we're going to let them score all of the next 13 points. We're going to let them get 2 field goals and a touchdown. And we're not going to score after the 12-minute mark in the fourth quarter, and we're going to choke the lead at home. To the Raiders, who just lost to the Chargers. I don't even think Justin Herbert threw for a touchdown versus the Raiders. And you just lost to them? I saw Max Crosby get shut down by Joe Alt, a rookie, and you just lost to them at home as a team that I picked to win the Super Bowl? You're making me look stupid. Who would have thought that after 2 weeks, the Steelers would be the only undefeated team in the AFC North? Because the Bengals, now, I don't care what y'all say, that play, Bengals versus Chiefs, that man got there early. That was pass interference. He got there a full 2 seconds early. That is pass interference. I know you're well, it's the Chiefs and they always get all the calls. Brother, that was a pass interference. Like, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, in the Super Bowl versus the Eagles, that was holding. I don't know what you want me to tell. Like, maybe in the Super Bowl you don't throw that flag there because of the timing, because of everything like that. I understand why, like, potentially why you can be mad about that when there's an eyelash in my eye and I'm going to crash out, bro. I understand that. But that isn't the reason in this game, that pass interference call in this game, that's not the reason you lost. Your leading receiver was Mike Gesicki. That's a freaking problem. Your leading rusher went for 34 yards. That's a freaking problem. You turned the Chiefs over 3 times. You only turned it over once yourself, and you lost. That's on you, buddy. You outgained the Chiefs by 40 yards, had more time of possession, had 1 less first down and less turnovers, and you lost? Travis Kelce has been playing like Tim Tebow on the Jaguars for the last season-ish. Except for the playoffs where he did what he always does. But for the last regular season, probably like half of last season and this full season so far, he's not done a damn thing. That man caught 1 reception for 5 yards. He rushed 1 time for 1 yard. Oh, and you want to know why I'm so mad about that? It's not just because, it's not that I'm mad about it. It's more that I have him on my mother's fantasy team that I drafted, and he's a bum. Now I have to try to trade him, and I don't think anyone even wants him. I have to try to trade him to somebody just based off the name value of it alone, because the brother sucks. And you lost that game. Mahomes throws 2 picks. One of them was like Cam Taylor-Britt's pick on Xavier Worthy was one of the best picks we'll see for the whole year. The fullback fumbles. And you lost that game, and you're mad about the pass interference call at the end of the game. Sorry, that's not what cost you the game, and that was pass interference. I had to go out here on Sunday, wake up in a good mood, everything like that. Took a nap and everything. Woke up, life was feeling great, everything warm outside and all. In fact, it was hot outside and all. And I had to not only watch my team get put down 41-10. Marvin Harrison Jr. went 4 receptions, 130 for 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. I was going against him in fantasy. I had Kyler Murray on my bench because I'm thinking, you know what, let's start Anthony Richardson because he's going against the Packers. The Packers aren't going to give them a lot of short fields because they're going to have Malik Willis at quarterback. And then not only did that not happen, he goes out there and throws 2 picks and they lose the game. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray puts up 41 points and I have him on my bench. Marvin Harrison Jr., after this week when Kyler was like, well, it's not my job to throw to him. It's not my job to get him the ball. After that, he goes in the fourth quarter, gets him the ball 4 times for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it's just the 1 week that I happened to be playing against him in fantasy. The Browns, I don't have that much to say about the Browns. You won. Congratulations to Sean Watson. If the details on this case are true, you're a sick man and you deserve to go to jail. But the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, you suck. Is there anything else I need to talk about? Oh, yeah, the 49ers. What the hell happened? Why is Sam Darnold and the Vikings 2-0? What is going on? What could possibly be going on? Justin Jefferson was talking about, well, Garrett Wilson's respectfully, I'm not him. Oh, yeah, he's not because he went out there and got a 97-yard touchdown. You lost the game after Brock Purdy threw for 319 yards. Jordan Mason rushed for 100 on a touchdown. How did you lose this game? How do you allow 403 yards to the Vikings with Sam Darnold? How were you down 20-7 at one point to the Vikings with Sam Darnold? As a team that entered the season, I'm pretty sure was the favorite to win the Super Bowl. I mean, you only had 2 turnovers. When I say only, I'm only saying only because guess what? The Vikings had 2 as well, so it's not like that was the big difference. The difference was they scored off of yours. I'm pissed, bro. I'm just mad because I had to go out there. I watched the Saints put belt to ass. I watched my Rams get belt to ass get put on them by the Cardinals. I went out there and I watched the Raiders. I don't care if it was a 3-point game. That's belt to ass. I had to watch the Jets barely beat the Titans. I had to watch the Vikings belt to ass. I had to watch the Panthers get put belt to ass yet again. I have so much. Like Baker Mayfield's out here juking people out, breaking their ankles, having them fall on their ass. Baker Mayfield's not even that athletic to be doing all of that. I'm pissed. I'm mad about everything. Truly, I am. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching, bro. And I hate the NFL. I don't know ball. The Panthers are the worst run organization in sports right now. Sell the team. And the Cowboys are mediocre at best. All right.